Shamai, and welcome to Bitcoin Coffee Break, the show in which we have a quick look at the Bitcoin price and some of the markets which may be affecting it. The price at $8,272. It's had a high of $8,367 and a low of $8,099. I did say a couple of days ago that I didn't think the price was going to breach 9,000 until the weekend. It did, but only breached it for about 5 minutes, and then those sell orders gave enough pressure to push it right back down. A little flash crash and dropped to the last previous highs. It's kind of mimicking the same behavior as when it hit the 8,000 price target and was unable to breach through until it kept bashing away at those sell orders, and you end up with that nice ascending triangle pattern which forms. And a similar pattern will probably form once it's trying to attack the 9,000 price range. I haven't done a show for a couple of days because I'm here in Munich. I've been doing some touristy stuff, so I've been a bit busy. We've got the lightning hack day tomorrow, so looking forward to that. Just getting some bits and bobs ready for tomorrow, getting myself all prepared. If we have a little look at the news feed, what's going on in the Bitcoin news. Bitcoin price falls 10% in under 6 hours. That's a pretty steep crash, but I mean it's whales at play. Look at these. Look at this. The pattern on the chart here. This is whales at play, or traders being very predictable and having these big market moves. So yeah. South Korean users of crypto exchange Upbit fell victim to a phishing attack. Yeah, exchanges, they're not secure. Be careful. BTC ETH XRP price prediction growth was changed by the market fall. Have bears seized the initiative? No. Crypto markets dumped 25 billion as Bitcoin pulled back fastest. So it's just all the fuddy, news articles which are coming out at the moment. Clickbaity FUD news articles. So the whales are at play. Just let them play and hold on, I guess. If we zoom out, we're still very much in a kind of bullish upward momentum. We have kind of broken that natural arc we were building, and we've managed to pop down through that, but maybe that arc was nonsense anyway, so yeah. So let's have a look at Ethereum, shall we? Ethereum's at $254. It's had a high of $257.8 and a low of $245.3. It's very much mimicking Bitcoin's behavior. It's had a flash crash, and then it's hit the last highs, and it's found that as a resistance, and then it's just going to bounce along and then move back up. So this is very much just riding off the tailcoat of Bitcoin's price. There's not really much independent thinking going on. It's been a bit of a dumb coin at the moment. I mean, it's still looking parabolic on the old Ethereum chart there as it moves upwards. So yeah, it's just going to copy what Bitcoin does. Let's have a look at little plucky Litecoin. So what Litecoin's doing. So Litecoin's at $106.6. It's had a high of $109 and a low of $104.2. Again, mimicking Bitcoin's price movements. That big shift up, big shift down. If we sort of look at the sort of 6 monthly, we're very much still in that channel. We're still, got a little ways to go before we hit the bottom of that price channel, which has been formed. So yeah, so Litecoin could drop a little bit more, safely drop a little bit more, but I don't think it is going to. It looks like there's a lot of support there at the price range it's at, so it's not going to drop too much. And also it is just going to react on how Bitcoin reacts. Let's have a look at XMR. XMR is doing the same. There's, maybe it's kind of hitting the bottom zone of that price channel it's been building at $91. It's had a high of $93 and a low of $89. Again, it's just going to copy what Bitcoin does, so not much independent thought going on there. Gold has had a huge tick up, which is really interesting, especially because Bitcoin's had a big tick down. So whether or not some of those people who are trading in Bitcoin are trading in gold as well, and then they're switching between gold and Bitcoin, that would kind of make sense. It would also mean that we have a hell of a lot of liquidity going into Bitcoin if it's able to move the price of gold significantly. I think it's more likely just a coincidence. We've had some fundamentals in gold which have been interesting. So here's an article here. Gold prices rise on unexpected Mexico tariffs. Donald Trump, in his tariffs sanctions against China, and his trade war against China. People thought that maybe he was being tactical, and maybe he's been a tough negotiator and doing some muscle flexing, and it's all very temporary. But now he's gone and levied a tariff against the Mexicans and said he's going to keep that tariff there until they can sort their immigration problem out, which is clearly a fairly large and hard task to do, and very unlikely they're going to be able to be successful at doing. So now he just looks like a crazy old guy, and then I think gold price has just reflected that. You know, people have just thought, yeah, he's just nuts. Let's just put our money in gold. He's gonna crash the whole market. So big corporations and organisations, these tariffs really affect them bad, and it has like a long-term effect as well, because they're not able to make investment decisions. So if you're producing something and then you've got a production line, you've got materials you're buying from lots of different countries, then it makes it very hard to make decisions when there's tariffs on those materials and you're having to pay a little bit more, a little bit extra. So you may be looking to get it from other countries. So that'll affect products which are being developed, and the production's being organised now. It'll affect the production of those products, for years on afterwards. So it has a real knock-on effect, these sorts of tariffs and sanctions. So yeah, crazy old dude, and gold's clearly reacted to realising that, or having that realisation. So gold price prediction: gold rallies as US yields slip. Gold consolidation gains, heads for the highest close in 2 weeks. Yeah, so gold's really up, and it's look at that, it's at 1,299, so it's smashing up against 1,300. It actually managed to breach 1,300, and then it dropped down, to $1,292. So probably off the back of this Trump centric news, it's going to breach that $1,300 price point, and it may actually break that kind of bearish trend. So maybe Trump's a gold holder, and he's just trying to pump his bags. Who knows? Let's have a look at the S&P 500. So the S&P 500 is not doing very well off the back of that news. It did start to look like it was stabilizing somewhat, but it's very much reacted to the Trump news. Stop slides, bonds rises, trade threats escalate, markets wrap. So yeah, so stock futures tumble as Trump tariffs on Mexico open new trade worries. So yeah, you have to wonder where the guy's getting advice from. Let's have a look at the Bitcoin Reddit, shall we, and see what's going on in Bitcoin land. So yeah, we got the Vegeta memes, or what I incorrectly call Goku memes. Goku Vegeta, I don't think it really matters. Dragon Ball Z memes. Over 9,000. So we had those. People had those ready to go, ready to publish, and then within the 5 minutes we were over 9,000. They managed to get 2 of them published, which was pretty impressive, and it's the top of the Bitcoin Reddit there. Best 6 minutes ever. Yeah. Well, we're gonna have some more time up there. Don't worry. So Bitcoin Reddit is having a bit of fun with the price. Institutional Bitcoin FOMO is here. Grayscale Trust buying 21% of all BTC mined. Damn. Yeah, Wall Street is very interested in Bitcoin. I think it's not looking good for companies like Coinbase, Binance, BitMEX. You've got these big players like Fidelity coming into the scene, and they've just got such huge liquidity with their clients and the amount of money they control. So on the World Crypto Network, we on the Bitcoin group, we looked at Fidelity and their clients. They managed 300 billion worth of funds, and Coinbase, I think, had a billion on its books. So the scale of these and Fidelity's been going since the 70s, and Coinbase has only been going for whatever it is, 5, 6, 7, 8 years or whatever. So the scale of these companies, they're just going to eat our weird little crypto exchanges alive. I think that's probably also why Coinbase is trying to diversify into things like margin trading. So they're just trying to stay relevant and trying to have so that's quite important news. I didn't get a news article up on it, but Coinbase, currently US citizens can't margin trade. BitMEX don't allow you to margin trade in the US because of the regulatory stuff, whereas Coinbase are trying to get through regulations on that. So that might give them a little edge on the big Wall Street companies. But these big Wall Street firms and institutions, they're all able to strike little backroom deals with each other. They all know each other. They'll go to the same country club. So getting, being able to get something like Fidelity regulated to do something like margin trading would be a hell of a lot easier than trying to get something like Coinbase to do it, which is kind of outside of that old money system, as sad as it may be. Let's have a look at some of the news articles. So yeah, FUD, BTC, price nosedives. Is this the start of a major correction? No, it's not. It's just whales at play. Those are funny little arrows, 1s and 2s and 3s and 9s and whatever on a chart. Load of bollocks. It's just whales at play. Be patient and ride out. Binance CEO gives fitting reply to Craig Wright over appalling allegations. So Craig Wright, he's just a detestable human being. Right now, illegal. This is what he said on Twitter, I think. Right now, illegal operations pumping money in Tether and Binance. Illegal use of people smuggling. Right now, 30% of Binance money funds women in prostitution. So, yeah, good old Tourette's boy, Craig Wright, attacking the world again. And I think Binance, they took the right approach. You know, they didn't. They just they took the adult stance and they just said attention is probably what he wants. We ignore stupid stuff and focus on things that matter. Hashtag biddle, or build, biddle, build. So yeah, that's the right. Just ignore the dude. I probably shouldn't have got this article up, but yeah, he's just such a schizophrenic. It's quite nice to see. I like the reaction there by Binance. That was good. So what else have we got? Most major coins see red as market corrects downward, gold in the green. Yep, that is really interesting, the gold in the green and the Bitcoin in the red. We did observe the last couple of big movements that gold was negatively correlated to Bitcoin. So we'll keep an eye on that and see if it has any sort of effect, because if it has, then that's really interesting. So that's pretty much it. Here for the Lightning Hack Day, so I'll be there tomorrow. I'll see if I can do the show before I go out tomorrow, and then I'll try and get a couple of interviews from the Hack Day. It's going to be great. Looking forward to it. Have an excellent, where are we? Friday. Have an excellent Friday, I'll speak to you all soon. Take care.